Northface Construction, great service from the ground up. Roofing, storm damage and siding. Call the pros at Northface. A hands-on approach, advice and consulting. Our attention to detail makes the difference. Visit online at northfaceconstruction.com. Northface Construction, great service from the ground up.
Welcome.
I just can't get into this. All right, it just doesn't have the same energy.
Good start.
All right?
Good start.
Welcome in relegation.
Welcome in, everybody. We got a new host today. Jack decided
you let the
to,
power finally get to your head.
No, I took it unwillingly.
And unwittingly.
Unwittingly. Jack beat the number punchers, and he's like, you know what? I'm painting the town red tonight.
We're gonna just see the sights.
We're doing everything. I'm drunk, high,
and gay.
All right. I still didn't even welcome us in. We're off to a great start.
So even when Jack not here, we still can't stay focused.
We can't. We really can't. I thought we would do better. Welcome in to another episode of the Northface Construction Relegation Fantasy Football Podcast. Jack does well with that.
I know, that's hard. That is a mouthful.
It is long. Today, I am your host alongside co-host Andrew Peterson.
Oh, co-host now.
Co-host, yeah.
Oh, wow. How the turntables have...
Wait, you say power got to my head. I'm trying to share it. Jack's the one hoarding all that. He goes...
Jack, we already knew he was a narcissist, though, so
it's
this is not surprising.
Jack.
All right?
All about Jack. On today's podcast, we've got some league news for you. We'll do a matchup recap. And then we're going to finish up with an NFL Grid Showdown, mano y mano. We'll see if AP can keep up his hot streak.
I told you guys last episode, I think I just got lucky. No.
Playing the victim.
Again, I did amazing, but I think it was just lucky. So
you did great.
Jan Stendard for the win. All right?
You are better than me. I think I am the underdog here for sure. All right, so... Let's jump straight into league news and start recapping some of the injuries, the sad injuries. This can be a somber moment today.
Finally, it gives the respect it's due, right? I mean, again, Jack's always just, I don't know,
dancing on graves.
Mocking the injured, but here we are, just two serious fantasy football analysts giving it the respect that
we can.
These players, they're human beings, Luke.
We can go through the steps of grief. We can.
What's the first step?
I think it's denial. These never happened. There were no injuries this week.
I would love that to deny that Dallas Goedert fractured a forearm, but know.
Let's start there.
Well, let's start with Jalen Hurts.
Start with Jalen Hurts.
Why don't we read your show doc in order?
All right, sounds good. That's fine.
Host. All right.
Well, I can track it. Sun City Sleepers lost Jalen Hurts temporarily. He finished out the game.
Do you think it's a coincidence that Jack is not here and Jalen Hurts shows up on the injury report?
Are you saying they're never in the same room? Maybe they're the same person?
Well, no. I was just saying that, again, maybe karmically speaking, Jack is getting punished for missing tonight.
Maybe, except Hurts played the whole game. He left just before the second half and then came back and finished the entire game.
But who knows what he could have done fully healthy.
You're right. You're so right. Spot on. I don't think this is going to affect Jack.
I think, but did you see that hit on his knee went in?
No.
It did not look good, but
I didn't see it at all.
He's a beast. Yeah.
I didn't get to watch the game last night. I didn't even check highlights. So
wow.
All Dallas.
Are you trying to show how much better you are than the rest of us who watched 10 hours of football yesterday?
No, I'm showing how uncredited. Nope, that's not the term.
Underappreciated?
No, I don't deserve to be hosting a fantasy football podcast.
I don't think any of us do. Right?
Okay, that's fair. Okay, now we can go on to you. You satisfied?
Finally,
Acorn Assassins lost Daniel Jones to an ACL.
Where the humanity.
Just as you were about to get him back. That was your season. It's done now.
Daniel Jones has sucked so much. I mean, you feel for the guy, it sucks, but it sucks more for my team.
It doesn't hurt your team at all.
Sam Howell's been awesome.
That trade, you should have paid so much more for Sam Howell. I still think so.
Water under the bridge.
Water under the bridge.
Goddard really hurts, though.
Yes, Dallas Goedert probably going to IR with a broken arm. I think he's getting surgery. They're going to check and see if he can get back in time, but I don't think that'll happen.
I'm gonna have to buy a tight end this week.
Do you have anybody else?
Michael Mayer, but he, other than like one
week,
decent week, he's been pretty poopy.
Yeah. You're going to have to go buy if you're looking to still compete.
We'll get into that later.
Yeah, that's good.
But
good call.
If I can just use this time to complain even further.
Yeah, go for it.
I was telling Luke before the show that there is a 50-50 shot in one of my leagues. Oh, no, sorry, now a 57% chance that I lose. And in that case, I will have lost 5 straight games in 3 different leagues.
That's brutal. I think this is the 3rd straight week you've complained about it.
I thought
so. This is a record.
This is ridiculous. All right, I'm not this bad. I have won fantasy championships. All right,
but it's every other year for you. You were in a championship last year. You had to know this year was coming.
I suppose
It
really is every other year.
Every other year with you.
But in my college league, I'm a little more consistent. But yeah, it's been. Oh my gosh,
how'd you do last year in the league?
I missed the playoffs.
Okay, so this was meant to be a good year.
This was supposed to be a good year. Right?
You are consistent.
No, it just now I have a 70% chance to lose, so it's fine.
Oh well. Hey, things can turn around. It could happen. It's like the kid from Angels in the Outfield.
It's been so long since I've seen that movie.
It could happen.
Let's move on.
It's fair.
I'm done.
Barnacles lost Jaron Hall to a concussion.
It's
honestly not big for the Barnacles. But
well, this could have been Barnacle's starting quarterback.
Could have been.
Yeah. I mean, given his strategy for the rest of the season,
it's true. He might have needed them.
No, it sucks for Hall. He actually looked good on those first 2 drives. I thought
so too.
I mean, not as good as Josh Dobbs.
I don't think he looked any worse than Josh Dobbs.
I agree.
Dobbs lost 2 fumbles. Not good lost fumbles, right? One did
was the safety, and then
the safety too.
What was this? I remember the first lost fumble. What was the second one?
So yeah, the first one he hit off the helmet of his own lineman, right?
Mm-hmm. I think so. No.
Okay, then that was the second one.
Okay.
He hit. I mean, it's gonna happen. I guess it's. What are you gonna do? But it didn't. It's not like he played a flawless game.
No,
not that you would expect him to when he had
no practice time. Yeah. Again, Josh Dobbs for MVP, baby. Okay.
It was fun.
It would be pretty fun. That was a fun game to watch.
Very, very fun to watch.
With that said, I don't really think this goes anywhere.
Do you want Jaron Hall to be the starting quarterback when he gets back?
It sucks because we didn't get to see what he is.
Right.
But again, if Josh Dobbs can be competent, I don't really think it's worth. Again, if Hall is that good, he will overtake Dobbs.
Right. Yes.
So I don't think we need to force him in when Dobbs isn't playing well. Again, if Dobbs plays bad, Hall goes in, does well, he'll stay in.
Yeah, that's true. Good point. Unicorn,
yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was. Unicorn Fart lost Cam Akers, another Achilles injury.
Yeah, it sucks for Cam.
That's probably the end of his career.
Is it the same knee?
Well, Achilles isn't in any knees.
Is it the same leg? I always get that screwed up for a long time. I thought Achilles was in the knee.
Did you really?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Do you think it's the meniscus part?
I think so. And, well, I guess I still don't know. But it's like at the back of your ankle, right? Like snaps up kind of by the calf.
Yeah.
See, I know stuff.
Yeah, you do.
I learned things.
No, I don't know which one it was, but either way, returning from 2 Achilles injuries. I mean, most guys can't return from one. No guy. Has anybody returned from one?
Deontay Foreman.
After like 4 years.
There's some other guys, I think, but not many.
Yeah.
And I don't think any have really come back.
Right.
Until Kirk Cousins. All right.
Until Kirk Cousins. I think Rodgers and Kirk could come back because they don't.
Totally different.
Yeah, very, very different. But it is a bummer. Akers was getting play. Huge for Jack, huge for the sleepers. Now that Madison is going to probably get 70, 80%.
I really wish I traded for Madison this last weekend.
It would have been big.
But didn't work out.
Yep, that's going to be huge for him. Long necks lost Christian Watson and KJ Osborne.
Long necks are getting wrecked by injuries.
They are. It's just injury after injury.
It really makes me sad that I picked them last week.
To win?
Well, no, just in the draft, like the...
in our draft.
It's going to come back to bite me. Prove me wrong, Cole. Prove me wrong.
I don't think it's going to hurt you. I think I think the Long Necks are probably just outside a top 4 team.
Yeah.
And
if Jefferson comes back.
Yeah, that could help a ton, especially with 2 good quarterbacks now. Why have 1 good quarterback when you can have 2
Por
good
qué no los dos?
Exactly. KJ Osborne wasn't really doing anything for him. That probably won't affect him.
I mean, I think he's a good depth piece.
He'll be back. He wasn't depending on him as a starter.
No.
So
I think Watson, but even Watson wasn't doing that great.
no, he wasn't.
Still, just suck it, Cole.
Yeah.
I was going to say it sucks, it's Cole, but then
Suck it.
it just came out of my mouth, you know?
It makes sense. I get it. Bourbon Barrels lost Josh Downs in the second quarter.
Was that serious?
It hasn't said torn ACL or anything like that, so it makes me think maybe more of either a bruise or a strain.
I'm not seeing any
injury report on him.
No, I'm not seeing much. Well, I mean, it says just injured knee.
Oh, yeah. Exactly. Yeah, I don't know what it was. I feel like if it was more serious, we'd already know.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good news at least. But I wouldn't be shocked. He didn't return at all in the game, so I wouldn't be shocked if he misses at least 1 week, which is a bummer for the
They
Bourbon
were
Barrels
also
at
up
this
by a
time.
lot on the Panthers, though.
In the first quarter already? Or the second quarter? He left like early.
Okay, then no.
Yeah.
But they destroyed them.
Yeah. Yeah, they handled them pretty well. 27-13. There was never a doubt. Bryce Young looked so bad in that game.
CJ Stroud looked so amazing.
Oh my god.
I watched that last drive. It was so fun.
This has nothing to do
No,
with
it's in the
any
show
of this.
doc. It's in the show doc.
It's in the show.
Yeah.
Do you think that Bryce Young is going to be is he going to burn out? Is he going to be a bust? Or does it just look that bad because CJ Stroud's been good?
I don't think he's in bust worthy. I think he overcomes.
Yeah.
He's an overcomer.
He's an overcomer.
Mandisa.
Good shout out. All right. A couple trades that happened this week. Barnacles were involved in all of them.
Barnacles, big news week for the Barnacles.
Oh my gosh. Non-stop
Making
announcements.
waves.
Oh, I think the Barnacles just like to see their name in the paper.
Maybe he's a narcissist.
I think so.
Yeah.
It's all about
He
Nate.
lets saving people's lives go to his head.
He did. It's all about him.
Me, I'm saving lives and
You're not saving lives. You're planning deaths, which is just as
basically
important.
the same. Yes.
Basically the same thing.
Some would argue what I do is more important. all
I
right?
would agree.
Death is inevitable.
You're building legacies.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Okay, so the trade between the Lumberjacks and the Barnacles. The Lumberjacks received James Cook and Christian Kirk, and the Barnacles received Tank Bigsby.
Tank's a big
Tank's a Bigsby.
Wow.
Good Italian boy. Jaron Hall, a first-round pick in 2024, a second-round pick in 2024, and $20.
Can I give you my initial impressions?
Yes.
Ross got wrecked.
I
I
cannot
am
see-
shocked that James Cook and Christian Kirk netted, again, Bigsby, whatever, like kind of a disappointing rookie season.
Probably won't be kept.
Let's just say, take Bigsby out.
Yeah.
You've got a first round pick, a second round pick, and the $20 is what does it.
Insane.
Like, I think that's double what should have been offered.
Oh, for sure. If the Lumberjacks were thinking they were getting any keeper value from Cook and Kirk here,
Cook, I think, might have some keeper value.
but not now that they spent $20, because now essentially these players, if he keeps them, he paid $63 for them next year.
I guess.
That's a lot of money for guys who are not studs.
I think, again, both solid players. I'd like to have them on my team. I would not like to have them on my team for this price.
No, not at all. Agreed.
What would you grade it?
Oh my, I think, and I would give them a D- for the Lumberjacks, and I would give the Barnacles an A++. This was highway robbery.
I would say A+ for Heinrichs. And I think that we need to. So Nate, in his tanking, has sold Trevor Lawrence, James Cook, Christian Kirk, and who's the other guy he sold?
Well, to you, Darrell Henderson and Damian Pierce.
And he got 2 first-round picks,
Yep.
2 second-round picks,
Yep.
and 35 auction dollars. Is that right?
Let me pull up his totals here. Where are you at, Nate Heinrichs? There you are. He has $40. He's been given $40. So
that might have been some from
he
a
also
previous
traded
trade.
away Jake Ferguson.
Yeah.
$5 there. So yeah, he's going into next year with 6 picks and $220.
That will be fun.
That's
God, I am envious
insane.
of that.
It's pretty crazy. He is setting himself up really, really
And
well.
I
I
did
just
not-
can't believe what he's getting.
I
for
was
these
going to say,
guys.
I did not think he'd be able to, and he proved us wrong.
Yeah, he did.
All
the more power
this,
to you.
I think this trade does make Ross's team better, so I'm not going to give it like a D-.
Oh, but
I
it
would say
makes
I
him-
would go A+ Heinrichs, C to C- for Ross.
Does this give Ross, who is currently, what is he, 5-11?
Yes, I think so.
Does this give him a good enough boost? Do these players get him into the top 8?
No, probably not.
So then it's a terrible trade.
But I also
If you're
don't.
selling-
what else
if you're
is real,
selling
what
your
else is
future-
really out there though?
Oh, I don't.
Oh, cool. I'm gonna lose in my league now. So
We all expected it.
just what's the?
Just pound your head against the microphone.
I'm so sick of this game.
Fantasy
Come on here
football
once a week.
wrecks us.
Come on here once a week. It should
I've
be.
honestly lived such a stress-free life since tanking.
I've thought about, and I'm not seriously considering this, but just becoming a co-manager on a team, that would make my life so nice. All right? Maybe I could just join your team. Like you've tanked, I can really live vicariously through your team.
to get the first pick.
Just please, I just want to tank. I want to feel something again.
I'll trade you my ownership. I mean, you can join if you want. I'm not telling you how much of a percentage you're getting. Probably won't have much say if I'm honest.
No, that's fine. I just want to
Just to live,
be part of a team.
just want that first round pick. Want to be in the draft board room, war room,
The whole room.
the war room when that's
Yes.
yes. And then okay, so continuing on, the Barnacles and the Acorn Assassins made a trade. Daryl, I'm just combining the two trades.
How
he made.
dare you? These were
Because
two separate transactions,
they were-
sir. Totally different.
I'm just combining them. So you got Daryl Henderson and Damian Pierce, and the Barnacles received Amir Abdullah, Dontavian Wicks, 2 second-round picks, one in 2024, one in 2026, and $5.
So my thought process for this was Henderson, I thought gave me a better shot to win this week than I can't even remember who my other back. I didn't really have a back. It was like
You really
Boston
didn't.
Scott. So
Yeah.
I thought that was worth a second-round pick.
Right.
I really don't think second-round picks are going to be that valuable. And then the Pierce was more, look, I'm kind of in it this week. I thought he's out this week. He's going to get some volume. I don't think, again, he's been disappointing, but I don't think giving up another second-round pick and $5 is going to kill me.
You knew he was out when you
I
traded
did,
for him.
yeah.
So you knew it wasn't going to help you at all this week. This was
Correct.
totally like, hey, if I'm still in a good spot, great. And if not, maybe you could still trade him again.
Yeah, it was
Kinda
kind of
flip
just,
him.
it was like, I figured I improved my depth with this. Again, I don't think it's a great trade. I would probably give myself like a B- or a B.
Right.
But it's just that I had to kind of make a move, get some depth, maybe get again, if Henderson could have helped me and gotten 10 or 12 points, which
Yeah.
he didn't, that would have been great.
I don't think this was a bad trade. This feels like fair value for what
I think
you
it's just
got.
treading water, honestly, which is why I'm not thrilled with it. It's like, yeah, it's kind of a safe buy move, but I'm not unhappy with it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be. I think it's the move you needed to make because, again, we've talked about it a few times. You're not in a position where
I can't really give up my first round pick.
But
I've already given up a decent amount of auction dollars, and I just
Yeah.
feel like I can't really do anything. I don't really have. I have Montgomery and his keeper value, but I also want to play him.
Yeah.
So
I
and I
don't
want
think.
the- yeah.
What I was gonna say is I don't think you're in a position to tank because I don't think you gain anything at the spot you're at. If you tank now, you might still you're gonna get the 5th overall pick.
it's just not.
What's the value there when you could risk it a little bit? Go for 8. You're not giving up your future here.
I think it's really. I think you're right. Where it's like, okay, maybe I luck into 7 or 8, and if not, yeah, it sucks. But
But you still have
better
your
to be
first.
above, or what's the Theodore Rosa? There's something really insightful I'm about to say. Super deep.
Yeah.
Better to be, those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. I'm going to be the man in the arena, Luke. All right.
Wow.
Whose face is marred by sweat and blood and tears.
Goosebumps.
I can't
Was that
remember the quote.
Gladiator? Was that Ridley
No,
Scott?
Are you not entertained?
All right.
What would you?
Rate it. You're right.
I would just be curious to hear your grades.
My grades on it, I think that I would give you I think B is the right.
No, give it to me
grade.
straight.
No, I really
Tell it
think,
to me like it is. I can handle it.
I think it's a B. I don't think this hurt you. I think you gave up second round picks, $5. I view a second round pick essentially as like $2 or $3. So
I think you're right in that. Again, some of these second round picks will pan out.
Mm-hmm. It gives you it's fun. It gives you hope.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's probably a higher. You can swing for the fences more with a second round pick than you probably can with a $2 guy in the veteran draft.
Yes, I agree. And again, the upside is way more if you hit.
Right. For sure.
But with that said, I kind of equate them to like fourth round picks in the NFL. Or it's just like, and that's kind of the level of players that will probably be drafted.
Yep.
So it's maybe not that low, but you're really throwing darts at that point.
Yeah. You're probably picking early day 3, late day 2 guys.
Well, I'm thinking because we will have 16 first round picks.
Yep.
I guess, you're probably looking at maybe the top of the second is like some second and third rounders.
Mm-hmm.
And then
you're right. You're getting 4th, 5th round guys that you're like, I like where they landed.
Oh, yeah, it's like Tyler Algier.
Yeah, Algier.
Tyler Algier last year. I mean, he was a 5th round pick and he had over 1,000 yards. So
yeah, somebody will hit, and it'll be great for them. But I think if you have a shot at hitting 8th, this helped you. I mean, it didn't really help you that much this week, but I think it was the right process.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I would give Heinrichs. I would give him.
I'd probably give him a B as well.
Yeah, B plus. He got rid of guys that.
Again, Dameon Pierce, no shot at being kept. Darrell Henderson
can't be kept. Well, he can. I guess
he could,
but
you're not going to use the waiver exemption on Darrell Henderson.
He's not worth $14.
So it's really just, to get $5 or 2 second round picks for 2 players that have no future on your team, I think is fine.
Yep, I completely agree. All right, we had another new rule come into place this week. Back-to-back weeks.
Wow.
This is
spicy.
I know. Things are happening. People are starting to figure out the rules and how to get around them.
Some conniving little Heinrich.
Bottom feeding barnacle.
Yeah, what a bottom feeder. Oh my gosh.
No, I mean, I get what he did. Here, I'll read off the rule first, and then we can kind of get into why.
I was going to say, do you
about.
need like an astute legal eye to read through this?
Yeah. Read it to me like a lawyer would read it.
Hear ye.
You have my attention.
Go ahead.
No. You got this.
Well, I could talk like my murder mystery as Professor Linus Periwinkle.
Yeah, do that.
No, that's weird. But I
don't
want
make
to.
these suggestions if you won't do it.
So I'll just read the rule.
Yeah, go for it.
Teams must, and are we going to go over the situation after? Okay. So teams must compete each week with a starting lineup filled with active players. QBs must be listed as their NFL team starter or receive a score above 0 on the week. Teams that do not meet these requirements will receive a fine of $30, real money. That money will be added to the draft day food and beverage fund. Teams will be allowed to appeal the penalty for extenuating circumstances.
So
I think there are some holes in this rule.
Okay, yeah. Tell me, what do you think?
No, we'll
the
talk
holes
about
are?
it off screen.
Off screen. We can talk about it on screen. Why not?
I'm self-conscious.
No. Tell
I
me
think
what you think the holes
that
are.
one must be or receive a score above 0 on the week.
Yes.
So
the situation I see that being is like if when Tannehill went down, they said they are planning on playing both Levis and Malik Willis. One of them will be listed as the starter, but Malik Willis might have gotten like enough play where he would have been valuable as a runner, different stuff like that. And
yeah,
to me,
I think it could just be listed as like QB must listed as the starter then, or like as having the potential to play significant snaps. Or
I also kind of wanted it like look, if you picked up a backup and you're risking it and you're just praying that they get in for one snap and get 0.1 points and you're like, yes, I don't have to pay the fine.
Good for you. Bully for you.
It's
Right?
funny, entertaining, but most likely you're going to have to pay a fine and everybody will drink beer and eat wings because of you.
Yeah. Again, this seems I'm fine with this.
Yeah.
And then the teams will be allowed to appeal the penalty for extenuating circumstances. Again, the appeal process, I think this should really just be saved for egregious. Like, this rule should not come up too often.
No. It shouldn't. People should be able to fill their lineup.
Would you like to give a little backstory for why this rule was enacted?
Okay, so last
and some
week,
of the hullabaloo that has resulted.
Oh man, it's been a little spicy. It has gotten probably a little too spicy.
I would like to defend my friend Nate Heinrichs and
you
say,
can once we describe the situation.
No. I'm going to preemptively defend.
Preemptively defend.
No,
him.
go ahead.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so basically the Barnacles were playing way better than they thought they would. They started tanking last week, and for some reason this week, all of their terrible, terrible players like Cade Otton put up
Cade Otton had a beast
2 touchdowns. And he got a text middle of Sunday that, hey, you're gonna beat the median. And so Heinrichs went in and just pulled out the only player he had left playing, Bryce Young, just didn't start a quarterback. He just pulled him so that his score finished and he wouldn't beat the median, which definitely threw things off. And I understand why he did it. I totally understand, like, he's doing what's best for his team. There was no rule in place.
Pure, unvarnished self-interest.
Very much so. And I get it, but it didn't feel right. It didn't feel within the spirit of the game. And so we had to create something so it doesn't happen again. But okay, defend Nate. I mean, I feel like I kind of just did there, but do you have any other extra defense?
I think I stand by my comment. It's kind of a junior high play. It's something that you see happen in like a church youth group,
right?
Fantasy football league.
Yeah.
But it's also, again, in all those leagues, like, there's really no penalty for doing, like, this was in his interest, and there wasn't a rule against it.
Right.
So the fact that people are getting up in arms about it, I'm kind of like, yeah, I get why you're mad, but it's not like you did anything wrong, like technically wrong here.
No.
It just it doesn't pass the smell test.
Right. What do you think the effect that it's going to have on the league and how tanking teams proceed? Because I see it moving forward different than it was before now, but I'm curious what you think.
Part of me wants to believe that people will continue to start, like, even though they're tanking, try and put up their best fight. I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah,
I don't either.
I think I think that part's over now. I think
that's why I think in the off season there probably needs to be at least a discussion about what you have to do from a minimum,
right,
as to setting your roster.
My view on it
if
now,
you have two, like, if I'm starting between, let's just say, I don't know, who is the Thune or the Cardinals quarterback,
right,
or
Tooney
or Jarrett Hall.
Right.
Jaron Hall.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, either one's going to suck.
Right.
And, like, there's not much I can do about that.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Right.
It's when you have the viable alternative.
I don't know if I agree with it anymore. After talking with some people last night about the situation, I think originally I was kind of feeling the same way. I do still feel like you need to start a lineup, but I'm taking it to what would happen if this was an actual sport, right? If we were actually the NFL, these guys were actually playing for us. The NFL would handle it where you would have to play guys, right? You have to go out with a full lineup, but it's like what happened last year with Cooper Kupp and what could possibly happen this year with Jefferson. If you don't benefit from playing those guys, why would you play them? You know what I mean? So that's kind of the way I see this.
I think the comparisons to the real league, this isn't. Like, it's fantasy football. We're trying to have the most fun.
It is.
We're not playing for millions of dollars. We're not representing cities.
No, we're not. But I don't know if the most fun for teams that are not competing is to get one win and be worse off next year than if they weren't. So I think if we're playing just for the fun of it for all the teams, I guess the tanking teams are probably enjoying it more playing bad players, building up picks, getting better draft capital, and then ultimately where the fun comes in for the tanking teams is like if it comes down to a points for differential and you have to start a full lineup still, it's almost just as fun to be like, can I start a 1 point worse team than you as it is to be like, can I start a 1 point better team than you?
I guess. I just think it really throws off. Matchups will be a lot less interesting.
Possibly.
Especially after, well, I guess it's going to be the relegated league next. Or like,
so next year it won't matter as much as this.
I remember you saying that this is the only year that tanking will probably be
an issue.
Yeah.
Like it's going to happen in the relegated league in the bottom 8.
That's
people
expected.
Still will tank, but I don't think the other teams will care because it's like, great, I have 4 less teams to compete against to get promoted, and it won't happen in the championship league unless some team is doing so horrendously bad that they're just like,
I cannot make it.
I can't. I know I'm going to take 8th. Like if you start off 0-12 and you have 1 week before the trade deadline, obviously you're just going to sell everybody. But it's just not
because then you could, if you won in your 2, or would you have 1 game to decide promotion, or is it 2 games?
For what do you mean?
If you finish 8th in the Champions League, you play the top seed in the relegated league, correct?
No, those 2 teams don't play.
Oh, really?
No. The playoff is only between your own leagues.
Oh, my bad.
So if you're 7th and 8th in the championship league, you're relegated.
I thought that there was some kind of...
So there's a fun playback game.
That's what I'm thinking of.
So if you lose in your the championship game in the relegated league won't determine the top 2 teams. It only determines the top team. Whoever loses that has to play the winner of the 3rd place game in order to decide who the actual 2nd place team is.
That's fun.
So that's where it comes in. But
so if you finish 3rd in the relegated league, you still have a chance?
Sort of. No, not really. Because technically 3rd is whoever loses the 2nd place game.
Oh, yeah.
But you have to win twice to get promoted in the playoffs. So if you lose your first week, if you lose the very first game, you're not necessarily out. You just have to win the next 2 to get promoted.
That's cool.
Yeah. So that'll be fun.
Anyway, would you like to go on to matchups?
Let's move into matchup review. Cue our theme song. We don't have one, but we need
Northface Construction.
Great service from the ground up. All right.
We kind of hit that last note pretty good.
Did we do okay?
Do you remember that one time that we harmonized just perfectly?
I know.
I can't remember the song. I can't remember the note, but it sounded amazing.
It hit, and it was magical. I couldn't even explain it to people because I forgot the song.
I felt it down in my bosom.
It was a good feeling. Satisfied my soul. All right. First matchup. We don't have to dive too much into this one. Number 16 Yorkies played against the number 2 Unicorn Fart. The final score of that game, loser didn't have it pulled up.
Oh my gosh.
I know. I'm not used to this chair. Unicorn Fart won 78.46 to 66.12. I honestly actually gave a better showing than I thought. Tank Dell played great, but I mean everybody in Houston played great.
Oh my gosh.
Noah Brown was on my bench. He put up 24.3. But thankfully, Tua sucked and Charbonnet sucked. Tua only put up 14.4, Charbonnet 1.8.
Are you still interested in selling Charbonnet?
A little bit. It depends on the value I can get for him.
Because I'd probably be interested in Henry, Charbonnet, and maybe Brown.
I'm down to talk.
What's
I'm
up?
definitely down to talk. I think Charbonnet he's out snapping Walker right now.
Does he have a game over 10 points?
Didn't he put that up last week?
I don't think so. Maybe.
Charbonnet last week put up. Oh no, maybe he didn't. No, he put up 7.4.
I feel like he's been between 4 and 7.
Yeah, that's pretty consistently what he is. I don't know. It might be interesting to hold on to him, but I'm not opposed to trading him.
And then the Unicorn Fat studs. I'm gonna start saying Unicorn Fat like a Boston act. Unicorn Fat. Get your Dunkin' Donuts.
You're from Southie. You're fat.
You like apples?
How do you like these farts?
Oh my gosh.
I
think we're the only people we think that's funny. But maybe Jack will maybe chuckle.
I hope so. I hope this will be the first time he gets to listen back to it as just a listener.
It's just a neutral observer.
I know.
Must be nice.
It is.
He's got the weight of the world.
I only got to do it for that 1 week, and it actually was. It was enjoyable. I really liked it. Okay, back to the Unicorn Fat.
Unicorn Fat studs. AJ Brown continues his dominance.
Yep.
Didn't get 125 yards, so he's an abject failure.
Still
I think.
put up 16 points.
And then Gabe Davis, classic Gabe Davis, doing Gabe Davis 0-point things.
After a dominant performance last week.
But that's the Gabe Davis experience, man.
It is. I think the more surprising one is Jamar Chase.
Well, as a T. Higgins owner, I can't say I'm disappointed with this.
Yeah.
But I don't think this will continue.
I
don't think Chase is.
No.
I want to say 2 weeks ago they had like a top 10 wide receiver schedule rest of season.
Yeah.
Burrow's got his mojo back.
He doesn't have to worry. He got lucky to have a bad week against a bad team. He can move on. He won't hit the median. Oh, he's actually just missed the median by like 1 point.
Oh, what a shame.
I know. So he missed it by 1. But he's still going to get 1 win. He'll end up being 15-3. He'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
The next matchup, we had the number 3 Turf Hoppers versus the number 4 Long Necks. Now,
you get the score up here?
The score, yes. So currently, it's pretty much over now, isn't it? Has the game wrapped?
No, not yet.
Okay.
I don't think. Well, maybe. Let's see.
Either way, I don't think this is going to change. The Long Necks beat the Turf Hoppers.
No, there's still 3:18 to go.
3:18 to go. So I guess if there's a fumble.
Zach Wilson pass incomplete. Incomplete. I'm very mad. Incomplete deep left to Garrett Wilson.
Poor Andrew. Okay, I hate that. I hate
Lucas.
It's the worst. I hate it so much. The Long Necks beat the Turf Hoppers 80.44 to 78.56.
Well, Cole has lost on a heartbreaking interception previously this season.
That's true.
It would, but even a fumble, would that? No, he would lose. It would be 78.44.
If he threw an interception, so they're up 27. Oh, he should be fine. They'll do a couple kneel downs.
Yeah, they're up 27-6.
Yeah, he'll be totally fine. Herbert only put up 7.14 tonight. Absolutely brutal. I do think, though, if you told the Turf Hoppers that they would be within 2 points of this game when the week started, they'd probably take it.
They had a ton of guys on. Oh my gosh.
Yes. Read off all their
Turf
buys and
Hoppers
injuries.
on bye or injured.
Yeah.
Evan Ingram, Travis Etienne, Mike Williams, Kyron Williams, Pat Freiermuth, Zach Ertz, Deebo Samuel, Kirk Cousins. That's like an entire roster right there.
Yes.
And a lot of
brutal.
good players.
Yes. Absolutely brutal for them. The fact that they even put up they're also within a point of the median.
Oh, shucks.
Absolute killers this week. Then you had, some of the, Long Necks had one thing kind of affect them this week. Nobody was injured or really on bye, but with the Matthew Stafford injury, that affected Puka Nacua. And he only
Bryce Petty?
4.7.
Bryce Petty. My gosh.
Was it? God, he was terrible. Doesn't matter.
It wasn't
Won't be
good.
in the league.
And then the math ups, studs and duds.
You don't have to read it like Ron Burgundy. Matchups. You knew what it was.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
The matchup, studs and duds. The Turf Hoppers studs. Dak Prescott.
He looked so good.
So good. 34.36. But honestly, the week was pretty much just filled with duds.
Waddle struggled. Jeff Wilson struggled. Kylan Granson.
Goose egg.
Chase Edmonds less than a goose egg.
That's so brutal. You want to know what's even more painful for him? I texted Austin last week to say, hey, do you want to upgrade Granson and Edmonds to, I can't remember who I think I offered Justin Watson and Hunter Henry. He would have gotten the win and beat the median.
Oofda.
And all I was asking for was $3.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
That's a nice, wow.
Wasn't too bad, right?
You should have done that.
I know. I know. So that'll be a bummer. That'll eat at the Turf Hoppers' guts.
The Turf Hoppers.
I was trying to think of a punt. There was nothing.
The Turf Hoppers.
Hind legs.
Oh, yeah.
Those hind legs.
That's a good one, boss.
Thanks. We need like a cricket sound for really bad jokes. Or
just anything with... I'm here all night.
Here all night, folks.
Try the veal.
For the Long Necks, Rashad White, has put up 3 really good weeks in a row.
I did not see this coming.
No, me neither.
Just looking up his game log.
He's put up 99 yards or at least 99 yards in the last 3 games, and I think he's had a couple touchdowns to boost even.
Yeah.
Even
No, he's
more.
playing better.
Yeah. So that's a huge, huge boost for the Long Necks. But honestly, again, most of this week filled with just duds. Herbert sucked, 7.14. Nakua sucked, 4.7. Christian Watson got hurt. Can't overly blame him, but it might have been a late injury. I'm not sure. 4.2.
Pacheco, too.
First week where he didn't get a catch.
Yeah, one of the few disappointing weeks this season.
Mm-hmm. So,
But Cole coming out, eking out a win
yes,
against the tough Appas.
which was huge because that'll put him into third now, right? Because that's going to drop the Turf Hoppers back.
Turf Hoppers are going to go to 12-6, and Cole will be
13-5.
Wow.
No, he beat the median. He'll be 14-4.
How is Cole 14-4?
I don't know. He keeps kind of just snaking through.
Unbelievable.
It's crazy. It's going to be so fun to see how these final 4 positions play out.
I'm so scared.
What are you scared about? You're not even going to be close to the final 4.
Top 8.
Yes.
Oh,
the final 4.
Well,
the top 4
I took
positions.
final 4 as the last 4.
Oh, yes. That'll also be interesting. These guys don't have to worry about that. I think both these guys are
I think
locked.
it's, yeah. Also, I mean, I know. Sorry, I had a brain fart there.
That's okay.
3-second brain fart.
That's okay.
No, I was just looking at the scores for the week, and this was a really low scoring, weird week, except Eli.
Right?
Holy crap.
I know.
That's a league record, isn't it?
It's great. Well, while we're talking about it, should we just jump down to the
Yeah.
Barnacles Slumlord Co. game? 141.1 for the Barnacles against for the Slumlord Co. against 73.3. Really should have been 85 point whatever. But we're not going to bring that up again.
You're not petty like that.
I'm not
You would
petty.
not talk about
I
some
would never
fantasy
stoop
football.
so
I was going
low.
to say, you wouldn't do that and just throw someone under the bus by calling them
Never.
an amateur fantasy football player who doesn't know respect for the game and
That would be uncalled for.
would not, again,
It would be uncouth.
uncouth. Miss Fast, what's a seesaw?
A seesaw? I don't remember
You
that.
were in that English class.
I was?
Never mind. Oh, actually, you probably weren't in honors English in 9th grade.
No, I was.
Oh, you made it.
Yeah.
Good for you.
I know. It was one of the few times. it was a high
nice
point
job,
of
buddy.
some of us peak as freshmen, you know? It just happens. But okay, so going into Slumlord Co.'s team, absolutely. And is this back-to-back weeks he's dominated?
He is, I want to say yes. Here, let's look at week 8.
He's definitely done well the last like 3 or 4 weeks. He's really come on late.
So last week, he put up 125.
Yeah,
So
good week.
in the week before that, he put up
I don't think that one was as good.
67.
Yeah,
But he got the win.
But then I'm pretty sure the week before that might have been good too. So like 3 of the last 4 weeks, he's been a solid team.
Eli might be finally coming through on our preseason projection.
About
his
time.
old players are getting stronger, more wise as the season goes on.
Right.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Honestly, about time. So to just go through some of the studs that Slumlord Co. had, because that's really all that kind of matters with this game. But CJ Stroud, 51.8, a rookie record.
He looks so
And we
good.
came up with that stat all on our own. That did not come from listening to the fantasy footballers today. Not at all.
I was trying to reverse around like I'll normally say instead of Luke Yeager, like Uke Lager.
Uke-Lager.
But saying fantasy footballers backwards, it's still the fantasy footballers.
Backwards.
No, not backwards. Switching the letters.
It
I
would be
meant.
sort of
You got it.
I nailed it.
That was pretty good.
Thank you.
Jonathan Taylor, good game. Derrick Henry, good game. Cole Kmet, good game. Joe Mixon, solid game. And Brandon Cooks, still
He
disappointing.
came back down to earth. He had one good week. He's really come back
Fool's
down.
gold, that Brandon Cooks.
The interesting thing about Slumlord Co. though is their bench. He has nobody to replace. He has the top guys performing right now, but he has no depth to fill anything if
He's
something
got
goes wrong.
Stafford, Gesicki. Yeah, it's not good.
He has not.
Michael Gallup had 6.6. No. Yeah, he's got no one.
No. His bench is weak, so he needs these top guys to really keep performing, and he really needs his old men to stay healthy.
Yeah.
So,
And then the Barnacles, just quickly. Jahan Dotson, it's kind of a midseason resurgence.
Good
Kate
for him.
Otten with a filthy week. I did not see that coming.
I don't think Kate Otten saw that coming.
Yeah, and then Juwan Johnson, solid game.
Yeah.
He offered to throw in Juwan Johnson to one of those trades, and I was like, I'd have to drop someone. Don't do it.
I don't want. Oh,
And if I'd started him over Goddard, it still wouldn't have made a difference.
ooh. Would you rather have Jawan Johnson or Hunter Henry?
Probably Hunter Henry.
Yeah.
I think they're both in the same
Probably
bucket, though.
probably similar. I guess there's probably less options for scoring in New England now that Bourne's out and stuff like that. I mean, we'll get into it when we talk about the number punchers, but Taysom Hill in New Orleans he's a freak. Have you seen what he's been doing?
I know he's had 20-point weeks back-to-back weeks.
Back-to-back,
right?
and the week before that was like 14 or 15 or something like that. Absolutely crazy.
How much was Hill drafted for?
Not, I think $1, maybe $1 or $2. Probably something like that. We'll have to look it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that game, other than Slumlord Co., absolutely dominating, and some reason Barnacles don't have a cube.
Whoa.
What happened here?
Are you you would not stoop that low again, would you?
Oh no, never mind.
Oh.
I'm so sorry. That's
Again.
uncouth.
How dare you bring up that shameless act of fantasy football managing? All right.
Honestly, I understand why he did it. I'm really just throwing punches because they're fun to throw.
Speaking of punches.
Yeah, number punches.
No.
Pew, 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 pew. Oh, what were you gonna say?
I was going to say number
Oh
punches.
yeah, okay, we're spot
We're
on.
on the same
We're
page.
good. Let's go. All right, so the number punchers played against the Sun City Sleepers and took their first L.
Wait.
Yes, did you not see this?
I did not see that.
We no longer have an undefeated team.
About freaking time.
I
Well
know.
done, Jack. All right. But that really sucks for me, actually, because me and Jack are probably going to be fighting for
Yeah.
the bottom four.
The Sleepers had a great week. I'm sure Jack will come back on Thursday's episode and talk all about it. Sure, he'll.
That's probably just going to be the whole episode, right?
Yeah, I would think so. We'll have a Thursday episode just about Jack, and then we'll be back next week to talk about the rest of the league.
Cool with that.
Yeah, sounds good.
I don't know about Connor 04 would probably approve, right?
I think so. He's a big fan of Jack.
Yeah.
Big fan of the Sleepers.
That makes one of us. Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody's got to have a fan
Who's my fan?
out there somewhere. I'm sure they're
somewhere
out there. So
good
the
week
number
to,
punchers.
I was going to say a good week to play the number punchers.
Great week.
No McCaffrey. And then
was tough.
London going out with a groin injury sucked.
Yep, he's been good.
But the Sleepers.
Put up some points. I mean, I guess 116.6. Not like necessarily a dominant week.
I've put up 116.6 this year.
I haven't, but I almost put up 100 one week.
Nice job.
I know, pretty proud.
It's the little things.
It is. We got to take the small victories. But still a great week. Hurts 29.8, CeeDee Lamb 22.6, Alexander Madison
Stock looking up.
Yep. I don't.
Stop looking up.
It made sense.
His arrow's looking
on the
arrow looking good.
On the well train.
Yep.
He Madison 16.3. Yeah, I don't think Jack was as upset about the trade this week as he was last
Interesting
week.
how that works.
I know, weird, right?
I don't think I feel like his joyous his comments about the good. I'm struggling with this.
You'll get there. I believe
It's
in you.
10:20 on. I'm sorry, Tuesday morning.
Yeah, Tuesday morning, 10:20.
Yes. No, I think Jack. I'm just saying Jack complains way more than he's happy when someone is good.
Jack, honestly, I don't know if that's true.
Seriously?
Jack lives in the moment. Jack is very much like whatever happened today is exactly what's going to happen for the rest of the year, and it's exactly what's always happened in the year before. Like this week, he feels like he can win a championship.
I'm going for it, bro. Full steam ahead.
Took down number punchers. Unicorn, you're next.
Unicorn fat.
Yeah.
You going down?
But if Madison sucks again next week, he'll hate the trade again.
Oh man, I got wrecked.
He got wrecked.
And then Jenna, my girl.
Oh
right?
my gosh. Jenna putting up 18.5.
I mean, that one screen pass that went to the house was
pretty great.
But he was having a good game before
Well,
that.
and the best part was, so I was watching the game with my dad, and he was like, "Oh shoot, Heineke threw a touchdown," because the number puncher started Heineke this week. I said, "Oh no," but he threw it to Jonnu Smith. Ended up giving Jonnu more on the day than Heineke total.
That's awesome.
He got 18.5, and Heineke put up 17.7.
Yeah, that's great.
Absolutely great.
I think Jack probably, again, with this win, Jack is 9-9, obviously going for it. What do you think he does to improve his team by the deadline? Obviously,
I think
improve running back still.
I
Maybe the Madison, maybe the
I don't think he goes running back. Probably, I don't, because he'll have James Conner coming in next week, so he's going to have
Connor and Madison.
They're gonna
Connor,
have
Hubbard,
Madison.
Yeah, honestly,
not terrible.
there are worse running back cores.
I think he takes a swing at maybe a big wide receiver. I think that might be where he
like
looks.
Devontae Adams.
I don't think he's a big wide receiver right now.
Stupid player.
I think he would be more interested in. Well, I don't. It just depends who tanks first. I think he's just gonna send future draft capital for whoever the best player is on the next team tanking. I really think that's his option, and he'll just fill his.
And
flex
we'll get
with
into this a
whoever.
little bit later of who we think is the next tanking domino.
Yeah, we can do that. Do we have that somewhere in the show doc? I didn't write it, but we can.
It's in our minds.
Okay,
it's in
sounds
the
good.
show doc in our brains.
That sounds great. Do you have anything else?
Not really.
Doesn't
I think
affect the
that-
number punchers. Great for Jack.
Yeah,
That's it.
I think number punchers, they're still the best. Well,
Yeah,
actually, both of the top two teams this week had off weeks.
they did, but the number
top two
punchers were
teams in the
missing a
league.
lot more.
Yeah.
With McCaffrey out, I mean, throw McCaffrey in there instead of, let's see, who would he? Well, he probably would have benched Robinson or Edwards. He might. It actually wouldn't have changed his team too much this week, probably.
Let's just say he puts up 100. Like, that's still a loss.
Yeah, true.
Again, Jack, solid week. Congratulations, buddy.
Yeah,
You earned it.
exactly. All right, our next matchup, the number 6 Andover Avalanche versus the number 8 African Token. Do you have it pulled up over on
I
your
do.
side?
So, Avalanche with a big loss to Token.
They would have lost to me.
That's bad week.
So bad.
62.68 for the Avalanche and 90.14 for Token. Again, Token, I doubted him. I shouldn't have doubted him.
Everybody doubted him.
He's going to be 9-9 after this week.
I know.
A guy who literally knew no one in the draft and kept throwing out players who'd already been selected. I'm losing to this. All right.
How does that make you feel?
So sad.
I know
It's been
Bakanzi cherishes that.
such a bad fantasy year.
I feel you.
I just need to look inward. All right.
I wouldn't do that.
It's a dark,
Dark place. I don't. Yeah, just honestly a bad week for the Avalanche. The only people who showed up for him, Aaron Jones, had a good week. That was good to see for him. 15.9, and then Luke Musgrave on his bench.
You know, but when has Kopka ever not maximized his starting lineup's potential?
This is rare.
But
Won't
we
happen
need to
again.
track at the end of the season how many points he lost on his bench.
So many. This one he only lost 5 points because he would have started him over Thomas. It's only a 5-point swing.
But still,
He's had much worse weeks. Some of the duds, Adam Thielen, Kenneth Walker, and George Pickens all played horrible, especially Kenneth Walker, 2.2. He's losing carries to Charbonnet, losing snaps.
you might want to sell Charbonnet before he gets too hot.
Well, I might hold him. He's still a keeper potential. But is Walker, is he trending down, or do you think this is still kind of from the injury, the calf injury he dealt with a couple weeks ago?
You know, I didn't know he had a calf injury
He
a
did
couple
have a
weeks ago,
calf
but
injury.
this changes everything. I'm looking at his game log. 9 carries and 8 carries the last 2 weeks. Oh.
And what was he doing to start the year? Because he was on fire to start the year, wasn't he?
I mean, he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 touchdowns through 5 weeks. Week 6, he had over 100 yards on the ground. The last 2 weeks have not looked great.
No, it's
It's
been
more again. I think part of this is they just got blown out by Baltimore.
That's true. Weird week. 33 to
and then
or
against
37 to 3.
against Cleveland, he only had 8 carries for 66 yards. That's an impressive 8.3 yards per carry. So
That is pretty impressive. I don't think he's like bad or anything like that, but I do think that the value that I maybe saw with him in the first 4 weeks it's dropped.
Yeah, I think
he's
you're
probably is he a high end RB2, low end RB1 now? Or is that too big of a drop?
I think it's the right range.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
He's like kind of the Devontae Adams of running backs, you know?
Yeah. True.
Someone who started at an elite wide receiver level and is still has elite potential, but it's just fallen a little bit.
Yeah, right? Still deserves at least a first round, maybe 2.
I was gonna
first
say,
round picks.
Oh, dude, I
don't think you're getting that.
I think I would be lucky to Nate's latest offer of Drake London and $7. I don't know if you would do that.
I don't think he would anymore. I really don't. African token, some of his studs, Josh Jacobs, he's turned around. Absolutely been much more impressive. Dalton Schultz putting up 22 points. Is this back-to-back weeks for him as well?
I'll
I'll
just consult.
I'll double check that.
Let's see.
No, it is not back-to-back weeks. He put up 1.5 last week.
Stupid.
But before his bye, he had put up 14, 16, and 11.7.
He's having a good year.
He is having a good year.
And then nice waiver stash for token, Keaton Mitchell.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that could be. I tried to trade for him early this year, just as a throw-in when we were doing.
And he wouldn't do it.
He was like, I think I'm gonna hold on to him. I was like, wow, dang it, I really wanted to just throw him on my bench, but could be a good start for him in the future.
The thing is, token won without probably the best. Would you call Tyreek Hill the best player in fantasy right now?
Yeah,
only 8.5 points, and he's still. The rest of his team showed up.
Okay, but how nice is it when your studs like basement is 8.5 points?
I mean, it's nice, but I would have preferred more points.
No, I know, but I'm saying like his floor, like
Yeah.
that's his worst week of the year. I had a stretch where I couldn't get any of my starters to hit 8.5.
Yeah, I hear you.
I dreamed of 8.5. All right, our next matchup, we've got the number 5 Roided Rawberries versus the number 14 Pond Feet FC. This was a big loss for the Rawberries.
11-7.
That hurts.
Okay, I don't want to say this, but I'm going to.
They don't make the top 8.
Okay, just saying, it could be closer than the Rawberries want it to be.
It could be.
And you would love that.
I wouldn't hate it.
And then huge week for Pond Feet, getting 2 wins, puts him to 6-12.
Yep.
Again, Ian's still on that just awkward. Me and Ian are in kind of similar spots.
You are. Which spot would you rather be in? Would you rather be Ian or you right now?
I mean, I have one more win.
Roster-wise.
I'm just pulling up Ian's roster right now. Honestly, I think I'd rather have mine.
You're not a fan of Amari Cooper, Eckler, and Nico Collins heading up your team?
Not really.
Yeah.
I mean, Gibbs is on his bench, Sutton, but I think my team's comparable, if not a little better than that.
Yeah. Eckler put up 20 points tonight, but he did that with 2 touchdowns, only 47 yards rushing and 23 yards receiving.
And against the Jets.
The Jets are a good defense.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. But the 2 touchdowns saved him. I'm saying he's a touchdown dependent guy right now.
Last week he had over 100 yards from scrimmage. I want to say it was like 120 yards from scrimmage or something.
Okay.
Yeah, he had a big week last week.
Okay, that's good. Because I do like Eckler. I want him to do well.
Is it just because he's like on the ballers?
No, I think
He's a little guy.
He's a little guy. I just
right?
like him. I think it's the fact that it's the underdog story, undrafted, comes in, has to earn his way, and now he's one of the best running backs of the last few years.
Who doesn't like Eckler?
Super fun. I don't know if there's a ton to dive into on this. Chris Olave got his first touchdown of the year.
Does this justify the trade?
I think it does.
I think you're not wrong.
I think he won the trade now.
And then Mostert with another good game.
Yeah, even when that Miami offense played poorly, Mostert still puts up a good game.
Like half that seemed like it came on that last drive. I think he ripped off a 26-yard run and a 19-yard run.
Oh, did he? That's huge.
And then, I mean, he had a touchdown, right?
Yep.
So, just a couple studs for Pond Feet. Mari Cooper, David Njoku. Nico Collins, even though CJ Stroud threw for like 1,000 yards, he only had 12.9.
Yeah, it wasn't a great. I mean, I guess he probably doesn't deserve to be in the studs, but 12.9 is still a good score. It just feels less when the other running backs or the other wide receivers and tight end all put up over 20.
Yeah. When your quarterback puts up 51 when you only have 12.9, it's a little disappointing.
54 yard. I mean, somebody was going to be left out. There's no way you can feed four guys with 20 plus.
You didn't think it would be Nico, but
no, you did. I would not have expected that. I think you would probably expect it to either be Schultz or Brown to have missed out, but still 12.9, not bad. I think he's in a spot where he definitely should not tank. I messaged him earlier this week. I was like, about something completely random, and he saw a text that I had sent him way before. He goes, "Oh, and yes, I am tanking." I was like, "Why are you tanking now? Your team actually is in a spot to
Ian
make the
said
top."
that?
Yes.
A part of me, I feel like I need to reach out to him.
I don't think you'll get a response. I don't
That's
think
part of
you'll
the.
hear
It's
back.
basically whoever's just going to like win the lottery of when he responds.
It's Pond Feet
Yeah.
roulette. Which
Pond Feet Plinko. Yeah.
Yes. Next game up, number 13 Bourbon Barrels versus the number 12 Big Lake Lumberjacks.
This was probably lowest scoring matchup of the week.
This one was disappointing. I really thought that this one was going to be a fun game to watch. Lumberjacks ended up pulling out the win 69.02 to 61.08. I genuinely don't.
The Christian Kirk, James Cook combo really put them over the top.
Well, Kirk was on bye this week.
But his presence really spurred his team on.
Lumberjacks had a few guys on bye or injured, which definitely affected his team. He had Ayuk out on bye, Christian Kirk out on bye, and Amari DiMercado out with a toe injury. So I highly doubt the Lumberjacks expected to come away with a win this week. But what I don't know is even more so than what the players did, I think what matters about this is where does this leave these teams moving forward?
So this puts a Big Lake Lumberjacks, or is it going to be 6-12 after this week?
Yep.
And then Joe will be 5-13.
Yep.
If I'm Joe, I feel like this is probably the time I decide to tank.
Is it? See, I still don't think. I think he's in an awkward spot too. Like, what does he gain right now by tanking as well? I don't. He wouldn't. Would he get the number 3 pick?
I guess you're right. Actually,
Let's
you
see.
and Heinrichs.
Currently, he is sitting. Yeah, he'll be the number 3 right now because Pond Feet's going to pass him. Pond Feet will go to 6-12, tied with Lumberjacks, and the Bourbon Barrels 1 game behind. Maybe they do have too far to jump, but it just doesn't feel like what 3rd, 4th, 5th. Is it going to be that big of a difference?
Probably not.
Yeah,
I don't really know. But it sucks for his team because again, Stafford is injured. And it just puts him again. Cup has been crappy for 2 weeks or 3 or 4 weeks. I just don't really know if he's the stud that
can carry you.
That Joe needs to make a move or make a run.
I still think he could also. I think if he sold, he could get a 1st round plus for Cup.
Probably like Devonta Adams, right?
No, I think people have more faith because I don't know how long Stafford's out. I don't think Devonta Adams' situation changes this year.
Dude, he's been. No, you have no idea.
You're
all
right.
It's Devonta Adams' wave is coming. Okay,
he's a big Thanksgiving guy. Once Thanksgiving hits,
it's turkey time.
Turkey time, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's all that was really to be decided in that is now whether the Bourbon Barrels tank. Lumberjacks are clearly going for it, making trades, but we'll have to see this week what Joe does. I think you convinced me it's probably time for him to sell.
Again, if he's still got Cup, Jackson, and Diggs, it's a great top 3 when they all perform, but
He'll get a lot for Diggs.
oh yeah.
He's going to get a haul.
Diggs would, Tyreek is But the thing is, Pacanzi's probably not going to sell.
No, he won't.
So Diggs is probably going to be the best available wide receiver.
And people are going to be sending so much because there's so many guys in that, both fighting for the top and fighting for the middle.
I think Diggs will net 3 first-round picks.
Probably from a middle team.
Yeah.
And maybe from a team that doesn't get promoted.
Which team do you think would do that?
Well, I think anybody in the middle would. I think African Token would probably send him that. Although
Tyreek Hill and
Stephon Diggs, that would be pretty scary. I think the
Jack?
sleepers should look at it, but I don't think he'll get, if he has that, he won't get relegated. It's probably whoever gets it probably won't get relegated. Slumlord Co. I could see Eli. That's a big swing for Eli.
I don't think Eli does that.
He's probably too conservative to send out 3 first-rounders.
Yeah. I could see Corn Dog making a big swing, though.
Corn Dog's already given away their first.
For Lockett.
For Lockett.
Did we talk about that trade?
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
Last week.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they have the capital to get. My guess is Joe would want it for this upcoming draft. He doesn't want to push it out another year. So Corn Dog's probably not in the market for it.
I'm not going to pay that price.
The more I think about it, I think you're a relegated team.
I know.
If you're not going to buy, you're going to get pushed out.
I'm just stuck in. It's like I
Just
can't.
in the worst no man's land.
How did I end up here?
What you need to do is you need to sell something to Lumberjacks so they pass you. And then, or maybe to Pawn Feet so they pass you. Rather than trying to buy from Pawn Feet, maybe you sell so that you can get the 4th overall pick.
I just don't know if that's worth it.
I don't either.
I think that, again,
It's sweet peace, though.
it's what?
It's sweet peace. That's what you're getting. Serenity. AP. I
God,
have lived,
grant me the serenity to accept the
Grant
things
me
I cannot change.
as well as 3 first-round picks.
Courage to change the things I can. And the wisdom to know the difference.
Exactly. See, you know the prayer. You'll fit right in with us bottom feeders in Serenity. Moving on to the last matchup, the number 10 Corn Dog versus number 11 Acorn Assassins. We've kind of been talking about you all night.
I think it's really just, again, I had quite a few guys. Not that. I mean, I guess the big ones are just Montgomery and Pierce. They were out.
Yep.
But Corn Dog, solid week. Again,
Josh Allen just keeps putting up.
Dude,
27.
he didn't even have a great first half, or I guess he had the rushing touchdown. But I remember thinking, oh, maybe Allen gets under 20 this week, and then no, 27.7.
Jake Ferguson.
Killing me.
Oh my! Well, I think he's done it a few times now. That $5 is starting to look
were
a
wrong.
lot more
I apologize, Noah and Matt. All right, we should have.
It was a good trade. No, I mean it. Even if it was literally only this week, I think $5 was probably worth.
Didn't they get a second too?
For Jake Ferguson, it was only $5, I think.
Okay. Or no, Juwan Johnson was part of that.
Yes.
So Juwan Johnson
and $5
for
Jake Ferguson.
Well, good thing Corn Dog's first round pick and Tyler Lockett really paid off this week.
I think Barnacles were pretty happy when they saw that. A little vindictive.
And Higgins and Stevenson, good weeks for me.
Boost their trade value. Come on, tank for 4th.
I mean, those probably. I mean, Stevenson. Maybe I can get a first round pick out of Jack.
You might be able to get a first now after that week. I don't know if he's a first, but maybe he is. I mean, people will have to decide. He played well.
I have no clue what to do. I think I have to hang on to Devontae Adams.
Yeah, there's not much.
What has happened? Can you explain that to me?
That team is just so dysfunctional.
I think you're right. And
although they actually played really well,
yeah,
as
36,
a team,
yeah.
So maybe not. Maybe Devontae's has he lost a step?
You might have. Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't watched the all 22.
Not yet.
Ever in my life.
It's a pretty.
But I'm sure it says something.
Yeah, he's lost a step.
Yeah,
but not less than a first round pick.
No. Yeah. Honestly, still probably a first and a second.
I would say I could swap him for Diggs right now, and that would be
fair,
reasonably equal
fair
value.
trade.
Yes.
Nobody would complain at all. All right, let's move on to the NFL Grid Showdown. Brr, brr, brr.
It sounds so much better when Jack
I
does it.
know.
Brr, brr, brr.
Brr, brr, brr. I got nothing. Just
Do we have the? Do we need to describe it again?
yeah, let's talk about it quick. So the NFL Grid Showdown, the Immaculate Grid, as it's called online, is a box of 9 squares with 3 teams on the left and 3 teams on the top. Sometimes a category thrown in there, but basically the goal is to match up a player who played for both the team on the left and the team on the top. And so what we're going to do is we're going to pull up a grid and we're going to go one by one. And I personally think I should go first because you're the better player.
I'll let you go first.
Okay, I appreciate it. And we're just going to go one by one, picking players that fit the square. And if it's a super obvious pick, they give you a high point total, like 60%, whatever. If it's a super random pick that most people would never see, they'll give you like 1 point. The goal of this is for us to have the lowest point total possible. Lowest point wins.
Sounds good.
All right, let's
Do you have a grid picked out?
I do have a grid picked out. It's in the show doc.
Is it 110?
110. I think
All
that's
right.
today's grid.
Okay.
So, we have 90 seconds as well.
I don't really think we have to worry too much about the time. But,
Don't we?
I mean,
Let's
well,
put it on the
actually-
clock because I think I might have to worry.
Okay. So I've got. Are you ready?
Yep.
Which
So we on the top we have the Raiders, Jaguars, and 1,000-yard receiving season, and on the left we have the Patriots, Seahawks, and Saints. Right now,
you're not timing, right?
oh, go for it. Nope, put it on. Okay, so now I'll start timing it. I'm looking at the 1,000-yard receiving feels like the easiest for all of these, right? Those should be pretty obvious picks, but they're probably going to be high based on what I can remember. I think I'm going to go with the Patriots and the Raiders,
You suck.
and I'm going to go Troy Brown.
Troy Brown.
Yeah, the wide receiver who then went to cornerback. This could be a really bad start.
You didn't get it.
No, did I not? Didn't Brown play for the Raiders?
I don't think he did.
Who did he play for before the Patriots?
Wasn't it the
Oh my gosh, what a terrible start. So bad.
So now I get to choose the next one?
Yeah, so that I get an automatic 50. The highest we can take is
Ouch,
50.
Charlie.
That
Oh,
is
I haven't
brutal.
All right, you ready to time?
Yep, start it.
Okay. I didn't unstop it. Can you just do this?
Oh my gosh, I can't believe I got the first one.
I'm gonna go. Okay, let's see.
Oh, this pretty much killed me.
Which
Which one are you looking at?
Patriots, Jaguars, I think I could get. Seahawks, Raiders, I have a player in mind, but I can't remember his name.
Oh, that's kind of a big part of this game.
I know, right? So I remember he was a linebacker. He was a Super Bowl MVP. And he signed a big deal with the Raiders from the Seahawks, but he wasn't that great. This was in like 2015. None of that is clicking anything.
I know one player, but it's going to be a super high score.
Yeah. The other one I think Patriots, Jaguars, I could get someone.
I think Troy Brown played for both of them. You should take a swing at that.
I might just have to go with 1,000-yard receiving season here.
Probably a safe bet.
And with the dang, this is the time pressure. I'm nervous. The Seahawks, I think actually the Saint. Oh my gosh, Patriots. I'm just gonna go with someone like. Okay, I'm freaking out.
You got 20 seconds.
Seahawks. I'm trying to think of someone who wouldn't. Oh my gosh. Let's go with. I'm gonna go with the Saints and Marquise Colston.
Okay. Did Colston play for both of them?
No, this is just Saints 1,000-yard receiver.
Oh, I was like
20%.
Okay, 20. So only got me by 30 there, but I do still feel like I got to swing for the fences. All right, start the clock for me.
The clock has started.
Clock has started. Okay. Shoot. So Raiders, Patriots. I think I'll avoid that one for now.
I've got someone.
Do you?
Wait, can I pick that now that you didn't get it?
I mean, I could go back and pick it.
Okay,
It's still
yeah.
available.
Okay.
Because all you have is Colston.
Yep.
So I think though I'm looking at Saints Raiders maybe. Oh, but that could be no. I had that wrong.
There's
That would have been
there's
another
a really
50.
obvious one. Yeah.
Is there?
Saints Raiders.
Oh yeah, that's a super obvious
Yeah.
one. Yeah, obviously. But the one I was actually thinking Saints Cleveland. I was thinking Dante Stallworth, but I think
That would have.
I don't think he played for the Raiders. He went to Cleveland after, didn't he?
I think so. I'm not sure.
Oh my gosh.
Jamarcus Russell ever play for the Saints or the Patriots?
I don't think so.
I want to say he might have tried out with the Seahawks.
I think you had to have played one game.
Okay.
Shoot. How much time do I have left?
11 seconds.
Oh my gosh, seriously?
Yep.
That went so fast. Okay, I'm gonna go with
3, 2, 1.
I'll go Wes Welker. That's gonna be such an obvious one. 20%.
For what?
The Patriots 1,000-yard receiver.
You're kidding me.
20%.
All right, so I'm going to go Patriots Raiders, and I'm going to go with Trent Brown, offensive tackle.
Did you get it?
1%, baby.
No. Okay, so I need to get a 1%er. You did Trent Brown?
Yeah. He's a huge offensive tackle for them.
Shoot. Gosh, I'm so bad at this game. Absolutely horrible.
All right.
Okay, so
Start timing.
So I have to get a 1%er, and I need you to get a 50%er, then we tie.
Correct.
Okay. So Patriots, Jaguars.
So that's the one I think that I'm missing some like really obvious ones.
Right.
Or just like good.
Yeah. Okay. Seahawks, Raiders. Too obvious a one. That one's Marshawn Lynch not getting me 1%. Saints, Raiders, way too obvious. Oh my gosh. Seahawks 1,000-yard receiver. Is there anybody random enough?
I mean, I know of an old guy who's not that. I think it would be obvious, but I'm not sure because he's old.
I think I'm gonna probably get a 50 for just not being able to think of anything on this one.
30 seconds.
Oh my gosh, it goes way too fast.
I wonder if this timer's set up right.
Are you giving me
feels
like 30
faster, I
seconds? Oh shoot. And the worst part is when this ends, you're just like, it was the most obvious person ever. How did I not think of somebody? I'm just gonna go with
8, 7.
Hold on.
6, 5.
I got nothing. I'll just
Nothing.
no. I mean, I'll go Derek Carr in the because I
Boo.
well I literally can't think. This is so bad, 73%.
Yeah.
It was gonna happen.
So I would go. So I just have to get something.
Literally, no, it doesn't matter. You can't lose.
So we're gonna try Steve Largent for the Seahawks.
Oh, that's a good pick.
19%.
Yeah, that's a good pick. I was trying to think of.
So I'm trying to think of Seahawks linebacker who played for the Raiders.
Let's see what Marshawn Lynch came in at. Had to be a ton, right?
Okay. Oh my gosh.
60% for Marshawn.
And then the Jaguars Patriots. Okay, I'm thinking of, did Leonard Fournette ever play a game for the Patriots? I know he just
think
visited
so.
with them.
Yeah, I don't think he did. Did Tebow ever play for? Did Tebow play for the Jaguars?
He was just on the practice squad.
Oh, he really didn't get anything?
I don't think so.
No, he didn't. Yep.
Well, then for the other Patriots, I was just gonna say someone like Julian Edelman or
For the 1,000-yard.
1,000-yard, yeah.
Yeah.
But I couldn't think of any. Andre Branch maybe. He probably didn't have
Deion
1,000.
Branch?
Deion Branch, yep.
Yeah.
I don't think he ever had
I don't
1,000
think
yard.
he did either.
But he might have been a Seahawk.
Gosh, I hate this game.
So what I get, I had
suck.
50%.
Yeah, you absolutely.
Or sorry, 40%.
You totaled what I had, or you did better than what I had in the first pick. I got
Jaeger? Again, after
so
these
bad.
after these three, I don't think I would have gotten much more.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you beat me fair and square. Well done, Peterson.
Pleasure.
We'll do
Pleasure.
this again.
Pleasure.
All right. Thanks for listening, guys.
We'll have Jack back next
We'll
time.
have Jack. It'll be way better, way more fun,
Yeah.
way more off the rails. Actually, probably not that different. We were still off the rails, but not funny. So
We just need Jack, all right? But
Jack.
we can't let him know that.
No. I just won't post this episode.
That's cool with me.
Yeah, sounds good.
Oh my gosh, technical difficulties.
If you would like to listen to previous episodes with Jack, you can find us on Apple Podcast and on Spotify. If you want to watch previous episodes with Jack, you can find us on YouTube, all at the Relegation League. On Twitter, you can find us at Relegation FFL, or as Jack would say, Relegation
Well, he would say Twitter.
Twitter. Or you can follow, well, this has nothing to do with our show really, but if you want to go check out our actual fantasy league, you want to see what the rosters are, you want to watch live scoring on Sundays, Mondays, whatever, you can find our league linked in the description below. So check us out, follow us, comment, send us questions so that we don't have to come up with our own stuff. Maybe it'll be better than this.
But probably not.
Probably not. See you later.
I just feel like we can't even do it without Jack.
This episode sucked too. See you
We'll
guys.
see you later.
Relegators. See you guys.
Just waiting for you to do it.